Hi everybody, it's FriskyDingo Tactics playing Swordhaven Iron Conspiracy, and this is episode 49 of our playthrough. Okay, let's jump straight in. Okay, so in the previous episode we started looking at the Swordhaven's gate quarter. Basically wanting to go around, check all the houses, pick up all the quests we can, and meet all the named characters. Or characters that we can. Guard. Okay, cool. Let's continue on. Go through this house, and this house. And then that should kind of wrap up the area. We'll see if there's anyone else kind of standing around or lying around that we might. Or uncover this bit of the map as well. Okay, awesome. Okay. We can't go around the back there. Can we go around the back here? Oh, the sewers as well. Oh, eventually I think we'll get to the sewers. Let's see. Okay. This is the apothecary. Okie dokie, let's cookie pot. So, apothecary. An older gentleman in spectacles is pouring a suspiciously gurgling liquid from one flask to another. Just a moment, he says. The liquid begins to foam and he hastily corks the flask. And done. Now, how can I help you, young man? Is there a lot of work for an apothecary in Swordhaven? Yes, of course, though the majority of my contracts come from the outside the walls. You know, farmers and their seasonal dagger fang troubles. I earn well enough selling poison for those vermin, aiding the very folk who keep Swordhaven fed. By the way, I don't think you told me your name. I'm Vanamir, at your service, and yes, the pleasure's all mine. What do you have on offer, Vanamir? Okay, okie dokie. Is there anything we can offload to this guy? I want to offload to this guy. I'm not sure what these things... Do you know what? See, I'm not going to sell them, because I bet you if I sell them, then it will reach a point where... Oh, what is this? Alright, this piece of dogshite ribbit has got to go. The Fexen Fox Fexer. The Fexen Frog Fexer. Check the sack, it has everything you'll need to off the bastard, but please, for the love of the dragon, don't get the bottles mixed up. The one with the skull on it is for the mark, the other is for you. Chug in case stealth fails you. I may be your father, but I'm also your boss, so no tomfoolery this time. No hijinks, act professional like, make the bastard pay. What is that from? Ribbit was the guy, the frog guy. I don't know when that was from, that note. I'm not quite sure. Yes. Arsenic. Maybe that was the poison talked about. 600. Oh, okay. Enameled brooch. We do have quite a bit of these potions. Potion of resilience. Okay, we'll probably start getting around to using the potions. Aha, but we can get some. Bandages are always useful. 181 for bandages. I'll have some dice. Porklads. I still haven't figured out what the porklads are for. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. All right. I understand it now. Lady Fiona. Fangs. Barbed wire wraps for used with brass knuckles. Okay, Buddha card, you get them. Quadrants. 33 crafting to attach. Attention +1. Bonus weapon range +2. Okay. Ox tongue spear. So let's. He probably doesn't want all of this crap. But neither do I. Killick. Alright, so there. One of these. Bog iron axe head. Okay. $23. Ah. 115. Ah, Smakovka. I should have loads of that. Smakovka. 102. Yeah, I should have loads of Smakovka somewhere. I thought I had 8 bottles of it. Smakovka. Hands of Iron. I'm probably not going to use that again. Ah, here we go. I'll keep 2 bottles. $62. I'm having enough with that. Okay, let's. I want to ask you a few questions now. I apologise, but tending to my potions leaves me little time for conversation. Okay, I'll get back to you later. End the dialogue. Let's go upstairs, see if he's got a wife, talk to her. No, he doesn't. So, if I try healing potions, but if... Okay. Alright, so if I get Kadarin, I need to get Kadarin to make the healing potions, and he'll be able to make better healing potions, and I can use that blood moss stuff. Or I can just camp. Okay. Okay, brilliant. Sorted there. We'll go across to here.
Forget about it.
Okay. The painter. She's pacing about. This woman, her hair a disordered bird's nest, her garments marred with paint, her eyes agleam with artistic vision, paces the studio, debating with herself. Maybe I could sell the sacking of Krasamand. No, it's already promised to the Patrician Guild. Oh, I'm at my wit's end. She's so distraught she didn't notice you enter. Ahem, customer here. Ah, no, there's no need for. Studying you more closely, she slaps her forehead, leaving the perfect imprint of a hand in lime green. Sorry, I thought you were someone else. She adopts a nonchalant smile. Have you come to buy a painting? Straightening her skirt. I have a beautiful selection. Did you paint these yourself? I did. Puska is my name, and painting is my game. She performs a neat curtsy. I'm the first and only female painter in Swordhaven. My mentor was the famous artist and inventor, Loredan Javino. Tell me about your mentor. Master Javino began his journey in the Guild of St. Utara, home to artists and physicians. From there he traveled the world, serving under various nobles, all the while painting, writing, inventing, and even dabbling in architecture. At some point, he was invited to lecture at Marbleheim University, where I studied the arts. The only fun I had there, she says. She waves her paintbrush. I took his teachings to heart and applied them in my own work back home in Nova Draconia. I'm glad you found your calling. Not many are so fortunate. I guess you're right, but that doesn't mean my life is all sunshine and roses, she sighs. And what were you crying about? Oh, yes, that. She blushes cinnabar red. I doubt you'd be interested. I mean, I might be. Right, she wipes her paint-spattered hands on the scrap of cloth to little effect. Like so many unfortunates in Swordhaven, I've accrued a bit of debt. A common problem in our parts, as you may know. Some owe coin, some are after them to get it back. It's also drearily mundane. Shiver. Drearily dreadful, more like. Yes, dreadfully dreary. I like that. She's momentarily distracted by the dust swirling in the light. Oh, where was I? Right. I have an idea how to fix the situation so that everyone will be happy. Fiona. I dislike debts, interest, bonds, treasuries, and all that gorg. Fiona gives your shoulder a squeeze. I think we should help a fellow artist. Come on, my lord. What's one more little adventure? I need someone to convey this idea to my creditor. She bats her eyelids innocently. I doesn't go to him myself. I'm ready to reward a brave adventurer with a silver tongue should he perform this service for me. Alright, I'll help you. Thank you. My creditor is called Misravs the Edge. He's a wealthy man, a collector of exotic weaponry and artifacts. I think he's the guy we need to take the stainless knife to. She sighs. I need to buy cochineal for one of my paintings, but the dye merchant was asking, brace yourself, 2,000 dinars. So I borrowed 1,500 from Misravs, thinking it wiser to deal with someone with an interest in the finer things, rather than the crooked moneylenders of Beggar's Corner or the Chapel of Yamha. She shakes her head, but the final result proved much the same. He's demanding repayment with interest, and I simply can't manage that while keeping my studio afloat. Misravs the Edge, you say? Yes, I know of him. He's quite the character, right? Just begging to be painted, and that's exactly what I want to offer him, in exchange for forgiving my debt entirely. I'm not very good with faces or anatomy, but those are trifling details. Misravs is too much of a connoisseur to let such an opportunity pass. Well, I doubt he'll forgive the debt entirely, even if he does agree. Maybe he will, but maybe he won't. Perhaps Misravs will find it so amusing that he'll simply grant me a little more time, she shrugs. It's worth a try. I suppose you're right. Very well, I'll return when I have news. Farewell, and good luck to you. Let's see what she sells. A painting... buy a landscape, you'll make a starving artist smile. Because there was in that manor house we went to, there was a room for a painting. Alright, yeah, look at that. Did you notice that, everyone? It's the cut screens. Okay. No. Okay, so let's look at the journal. Swordhaven Old Quarter. I brush. Okay. So we've got. Oh no, Swordhaven's Old Quarter. Is that where we are now? We're in the Gate Quarter. Of corals and clarinets making some dough. Okay, I thought we were in the Gate Quarter, but maybe we're in the Old Quarter. Okay. So we have one more house in here, and then we might move on to the other section we uncovered fully, which had the partition area. Well, we'll see. Here's the apprentice and then weapons merchant. Hides? I'm not sure if I need hides. Oh, I didn't mean that. I meant to go to the merchant. The gaunt fellow drums his fingers on the table, the black brush of his moustache shifting up and down, left and right as if with a mind of its own. Hello, sir. Looking to stab someone? Say no more. We've got just what you need, for protection, for flair, and, he lowers his voice, for jewels. Where do you get your weapons from? Aha, he wags a finger at you. That's a secret of the Weaponsmiths Guild. But I'll tell you anyway. Most we make ourselves, the rest we purchase, then fix and resell. No cannons, though. We only trade through government contracts. As for the rest, everything I offer is of premium quality. These goods won't splinter in your hand at the worst possible moment, or any moment for that matter. Burger's honor. I wanted to ask you a few questions about the city. Thanks to the wise rulership of the High Wade Lot and the Patrician Guild, of which I'm a member in good standing, Swordhaven is the fastest growing city in all of Nova Draconia. And well, the only proper city, I suppose, with its Charter of Rights and all. But give it time, and all those little towns and villages in the hinterland will expand just as swiftly. Of course, and your name is? Lerok the Weapon Merchant, at your service. What do you have for sale, Lerok? What can I interest you in? Okie dokie. An old sword. Okay, so good boots, studded boots. Okay. Okay, can I ask you about the city now? Stay sharp, okay. He had an apprentice. Was that this, the child? No, here he is. Weaponsmith apprentice. The Weaponsmith apprentice eyes you with distrust. I'm busy, and I'm sad, and I don't even sell anything. Go see my master instead, sir. What makes you sad? It's nothing important, sir. He lowers his gaze. Don't you worry your head about it. Clorry, right? I came to discuss this feud between you and your brother. Rage flickers in Clorry's closely set eyes. I don't have any brothers, because one's a dummy stuck with a rickety old whorehouse, and the other's a dirty coral thief. Clorry just wanted to take a look at the corals, not keep them forever. You overreacted, and now you're in the wrong, my friend. Failure. What are you even on about? He robbed me first. That's the only thing that counts. Let me put it in terms you'll understand. I'm taking back the clarinet, or I'm taking your... Oh, God. He was going to return the corals a few days back, but a huge piece of armor crushed both his kneecaps. How about I give him the clarinet and bring the corals back for you? Crushed kneecaps, huh? Think I would have heard about that if it was true. Let me put it in terms you'll understand. I'm taking the clarinet, or I'm taking your life, and then the clarinet. What's it going to be, runt? Do you think I'm afraid of anything while surrounded by the finest blades in the city? Okay, that worked absolutely rubbishly. And we might have ruined the quest. Weaponsmith's wife. Weaponsmith's wife. You find this homely, fair-haired woman fiddling with several lengths of coloured yarn. Don't mind me, just dreaming up my next project. Blue and red. Lovely hues for a tapestry depicting a mounted duel, don't you think? I think purple is a more majestic shade. Purple, that's the most expensive type of dye, she thinks for a moment. Then again, it will do the business good if customers think we're in the money, won't it? A swell idea, all things considered. So, will this tapestry depict a specific duel? Did I say duel? She wrinkles her nose. I meant to say tourney. A good tourney, that's something I can get behind. Agreed, tourneys make for splendid sport. You think so, too. How wonderful. The woman rewards your love for knightly scuffles with a warm smile. Are there many tourneys happening in Swordhaven? Sadly, the best Nova Draconia has to offer these days is the occasional jout between fubsy inebriated hedge knights on a herbal eve, or the Surset Day Fair. Though our land did once boast a true champion, Sir Bolsker of Crustpills, a name known across the Empire, just like his weapon of choice, the humongous Warmaw Brain Scrambler. That is a achievement. Brain Scrambler. Sadly, neither are part of this world anymore. Tell me the story of this champion. I have something far better than a housewife's watered-down tale. You can borrow my favourite book on tournament culture. It's called Bravery, Brawn and Brain Scrambling, The True Life and Histories of Sir Balsker. Why do you enjoy tourneys so much? How can anyone not delight in a tournament? Her voice and gestures sparkle with passion. The spectacle and intensity of a dazzling dance of warriors, each pouring their heart out to claim the victor's chalice. And the very best part, the weapons are all blunted, so the worst one might suffer are a few bruises or a sprained wrist. What a splendid way to cheer and marvel. Can't say I've seen a lot of tournament weapons during my travels here. There's sadly no living to be made on the Empire's frontier, selling dull blades and blunt lances. In times like these, the best-selling weapons are meant to butcher flesh and split bone. Anyway, let's talk about something else. What do you suggest, stranger? Can I ask you some more questions? I'm sorry, I'm all tied up with housework at the moment. Would you mind introducing yourself? My name is Vabol. Charmed to meet you. Likewise, good day to you. Be seeing you, she waves. Child. Mum doesn't like me jumping up and down in the house, but I can't help myself, honest. Lol. Okay.
Not today.
So, see, that's one of the paintings. Okay, so I might have ruined the quest between the two brothers. What does the little black mark mean? Guard? You stop before this listless guardman. Speak your mind. Good day. Any fresh gossip floating around? Some folks say that you can find all sorts of treasures on your average lump of, pardon my language, shite. I poked a cowpat with my boot the other day to test that theory, but all I got was a dung beetle bite. What do you think about the magical artifacts trade? Why do you ask? No reason, just asking. Duh, it's illegal everywhere in the Empire. Right, I'll be on my way then. He throws you a last look before returning to his patrol. Maybe we're going to stop doing that. The baker's house. An agronat. Okay. So if I... Beggar's Corner, Old Quarter. I'm going to quickly nip back to the Swordhaven outskirts. I'm going to have a look at the clothes merchant, see if I can find one of these hats. It started with D, I believe.
Nice and smooth.
Have I gone the wrong way? Here. Cloth merchant. De Kelly's. Okay. What have you got for sale? De Kelly's, boots, cloaks, garment for any occasion really. Alright, so. Felt hat, Wendian hat, Derua cap, that is it. Haggling plus 10. That's what I need. Exactly what I need. The True Histories of Sir Bowsker. Bravery, Brawn, and Brain Scrambling, The True Life and Histories of Sir Bowsker. This tome is a detailed biography of Sir Bowsker of Crustpills, a prolific tournament fighter known as much for his unorthodox pacifist principles as for his skill in the joust. A nod duck even by the author's standards, and deeply troubled soul, Sir Bowsker began life as the seventh son of a firebrand Nova Draconian Waidelot. When he came of age, the hero-to-be joined a mercenary company seemingly to spite his zealous father, who preached against killing even in self-defense. After 2 years campaigning, he returned home to find his birthplace long since ransacked by a gang of Silurian barbarians. They had slaughtered his entire family and left his pious father's head rotting on a stake. Stricken by grief, Sir Bowsker poured molten lead into his sire's skull, crafting a humongous two-handed bludgeon. He named this fearsome weapon Brain Scrambler, and used it to kneecap, cripple, maim all the offending barbarians and their kin. But he never killed any of them, at least not directly. With his revenge complete, he took to Behords, journeys, and all manner of martial competition across the Empire, pummeling into submission, but never slaying such legends as Maethor the Matroya, Mariz the foul-mouthed Solonian, Nagob the stout Gerboz of the southern prairies, and many more, all to spread his twisted version of his father's pacifism. Alas, Sir Bowsker's life ended in tragedy on a mundane trip to Swordhaven, when he yawned without covering his mouth, and a crow flew down his throat, causing him to choke to death. His loyal entourage buried him on the very spot where he died, an unnamed field of flowers somewhere on the plains outside the city. His famous mole, Brain Scrambler, was buried with him, and it is said his horned helm was used for a grave marker. But the exact location of the site remains unknown, much to the disappointment of treasure hunters and historians alike. The book ends abruptly with the anonymous author posing a final philosophical question. Was Sir Bowsker's maul truly as formidable as the chroniclers say? Or was it simply a grim appearance, a literal skull on a stick that gave his wielder a head start in every battle? Lol. Okay, cool. 60 experience. The yellow pages hinted at treasure. The selection is rather sparse, I admit, with all the piracy. So, treasure on the plains around Swordhaven. That is...
Yes, your drum?
Okay, so I think we're going to go try and find this at some point. I don't plan on leaving the city at the moment. We're going to go to the coastal halls in a bit. The old quarter, I believe. Okay, so we're in the old quarter here. So one of them, this is Misravs' house. Let's start off there. And we'll see if we can see Misrav. Okay. God is asleep. Man, woman.
Uh-huh.
Misrav. Peering you with a mix of emotions usually reserved for a puddle of dog vomit, the older gentleman declares, wrinkling his nose and cringing all the while. Good dragon above, these tramps grow bolder by the minute. Now one has appeared inside my very home. Ah, yes, you're in the house of Misrav. Can I help you? Do I deserve such a reaction? You'll have to trust me when I say my facial expression is only partially voluntary. Misrav's eyes roll as he bites his lower lip in an almost flirtatious way, frowning all the while, as though very angry. I have a peculiar malady. Medicine 29. Alright, okay. What seems to be the problem? Why should I explain my ailments to some oaf who stroll into my house uninvited? Preposterous! An inappropriately gleeful expression crosses his face. Let's talk about something else then? Misrav's eyes twitch and his brow rises as if trying to exit his forehead. I was told this is the place to sell unusual trinkets. Let me stop you right there. He grins, then immediately scowls. If you were hoping to sell me a serrated Western Trading Company knife, I'm all stocked up on that item. At present, the House of Misrav will only purchase truly elusive objects. If you've got something like that weighing down your satchel, we can talk business, otherwise you're excused. What does the House of Misrav do exactly? Shipbuilding, finance, and trading in curios and bizarrities of the highest order, from relics to rare hunting trophies. He grins amicably, then squints. The latter is a hobby of mine, a very profitable hobby. Some people have enough money to last dozens of lifetimes, but as they cannot take their lucre with them to the next life, they try to fill this one with the most spectacular things imaginable, and I'm here to serve their whims. What sort of objects are you looking for? Good question, he studies you cannily. You are one who braves the wilderness more often than those of us business versed enough to afford a proper home, right? Only until I've established a group of cadets under my esteemed noble house. Oh, you could say that. Listen, since I first started collecting, I've come across many accounts of beasts bizarre, even for Nova Draconia. Giant wolves, enormous pirate-munching calamari, rock-toothed worms, and the like. As my curio collection is already quite large, I've begun to trade in monster trophies. If you ever come across one, the House of Misrav will guarantee a better price than your clueless sod at the corner shop. Would you consider taking this knife off my hands? It may not be unique, but it's still an uncommonly keen blade. Why would I need more of something I already own and sell in bulk? Please don't bother me with something so. His eyes bulge as if he's about to sneeze. Banal. About those trophies you mentioned. Very interesting. He screws a magnifying monocle to one socket. You have something to show me. I persuaded a giant cave-dwelling crustacean to part with this mandible. Why, these things are only supposed to live near sources of enormous heat. You must have braved a volcano to brawl with that one. That's about it. Let's move on to something else. I'm here to settle a debt on behalf of a certain painter. Ah, excellent. I know exactly whom you mean. The total is 1,500 dinars plus the interest. Yes. 2,115 coins in total. And here I thought the great Misrav was a real patron of the arts. I'll wager the whole city will whisper your stinginess soon. Truly a foolhardy move for a businessman with a reputation to protect. Ah. Feeble humour will never threaten my hold on local commerce, and I did not earn my fortune by forgiving debts. Not pretty young lass debts, nor sad old granny debts, nor even baby debts. She's hoping you'll be amenable to an alternative form of payment. This bit of news seems to interest Misrav. What scheme has she come up with? She wants to paint your portrait. Misrav seems taken aback by the offer, his face struggling to reflect a dozen different emotions all at once. I thought she'd never ask. I had considered that exact bargain myself, until I thought better of it, but now, I've made up my mind. I am going to risk posing for a portrait. You'll just have to fetch me some ingredients first. Very well, I'll help you. Amongst my books is a tome describing the muscle-relaxing properties of spider oil. But where will I ever get 7 doses of this stuff, and will it even work? All questions that you will help me answer. Why not pose with your back to the artist? More mysterious that way, and you're a very mysterious man, if I dare say so. What a preposterous idea. Where should I look for this oil? Giant spiders tend to favour mountainous terrain. After all, nothing beats the efficiency of a web spun in a narrow passages through the cliffs. His face pulses with a medley of mismatched emotions. Does it really help with your facial tics? If I'm to get a proper portrait, that is what it takes. I shall trust my intuition and collection of rare books. Got it, leave. Can you answer a couple of questions for me? What? Oh, no, I'm a busy man, with commerce to attend to. Unless you have business with me, he squints, relaxes, then knits his brows disdainfully. You needn't be here. Spider oil. Spider oil. Ah, I've got 6. Where did I see some of this? The apothecary.
Fine. I'll do it.
Woman. I think the apothecary's got one. The woman's hands are dusted with flour, which suggests she's been toiling at the hearth. Her apron, fouled with a mixture of apple jam, blood, and brown gravy, implies that she's not overly concerned with cleanliness, and the deep furrow on her, between her brows speaks of a cook's stern demeanour. Hello, what can you tell me about your master? Huh? What are you asking me for? Go talk to him yourself. Oh, yes, I suppose, but would you mind introducing yourself first? You being serious right now? Introduce myself. That's a fine lark if ever I heard one. Say, is your cooking any good? Master Misrav and his kin don't mind it. Maybe have one of them pork lad's haunches. I'd cook better, but such is life. Pork lad's haunches? He says. Aha, there was a king who was very fond of this wooden pork lad, and when an assassin attacked him with a poisoned dart, the toy's haunch came between it and the king's heart. Folks say the haunch turned to pure silver, and then there. Perhaps it was the poison, else it was some dragonly miracle. Anywho, after the king became a respected chef, all thanks to the silver haunch he carried with him everywhere. Truly, that sounds like a miracle. Miracle? Miracle or not, there's plenty of crooks around these days selling fake silver haunches made of lead and whatnot. But there was one real merchant here in Swordhaven, the patrician servant of the Dark Three that they are, exiled him from the city, and the poor bugger had to flee up north. Why did... Okay, I'm going to read that again, guys. But there was one real merchant here in Swordhaven. The patricians, servant of the Dark Three that they are, exiled him from the city, and the poor bugger had to flee up north. Why did they expel him? The official reason was the crime of peddling fake relics, and if his goods were real instead of fake, he'd be dealing in magical artifacts, which is prohibited. She rolls her eyes. Can't even piss in a pot with those noble folks trying to clap you in the stocks. I don't see. Well, I gotta go. She shoots you an unamused look and returns to her cooking. Okay, I thought we've got lots of pork lads. I thought that was going to be it.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go to the apothecary, because I'm pretty sure he had a spider oil. I'm sure I'd seen one recently. Apothecary. Let's go, apothecary. Spider oil. 169. 14. Statuette. Oh no. Yeah, they're good. Apple wine. 10, 27. Oh, wait a minute. No. Peen hammer. 56. Okay. Let's see if this works, guys. Yeah, let's see. But let's see if this works. Misrav. Oh, portly gentleman, a plump bespectacled man in silken, if slightly worn finery, greets you with a courteous bow. Greetings, sir, if I may be so bold. To me, you look like a promising, youthful, virile, well-endowed, scion of a noble house. Indeed, that is I. Exactly, just what I was about to say. Now, being what you are, you must have noticed that growing a reputation is. Now, being what you are, you must have noticed that growing a reputation is quite the task amid the hustle and bustle of Nova Draconian life. Luckily, I'm here to offer you a social shortcut, and all for a pittance. Keep listening. Tell me, would you like, or would you love being a landowner? He begins fiddling for something in his pocket, because I have a deed and a handy map to the property right here. A moment, got snagged on something. He fishes out a brittle parchment scroll. Ah, here we go. Everyone takes landowners seriously. They get all the respect, not to mention all the benefits of your own private land to rest, recuperate, practice crafts, store possessions, grow delicious foods, reap, frolic, sing inspirational ballads, and if having a property is so great, how come? Who are you exactly? How awfully rude of me. My name is Paradzin of Kukala. I'm the former groundskeeper of the land I'm offering up for your needs, whatever that may be. Groundskeeper, if it's not even yours, what right are you selling it? Why, with the master long dead and buried, who other than his sole surviving servant would have that right? It is only fair, sir. Trust me, I know the local property laws to the last letter of the last appendix. And what happened to the previous owner? A hunting mishap that left him and his only heir dead in the woods. It was a real tragedy. All right, salesman, what's the catch? By Loima, what makes you think there is, in your own words, a catch? Shocked and appalled, he shakes his cheeks in disdain, but then adds, well, naturally there is a wee itsy-bitsy catch, a minor spectral infestation, but we can discuss that in due course. The more salient question, however, is, are you interested in making the purchase? What is the property anyway? Ha ha! As if he'd been preparing for days, he launches into a well-rehearsed pitch. It's called Mesic Manor, and allow me to say, it's much more than a beautiful chateau in the untamed wilderness. It comes with dozens of square feet of prime forest, several acres of arable land, flowery gardens to frolic about in. There's even a lake relatively close by, called Kiska, just waiting for someone to laze upon its sunny banks. Relatively close by? 2 hours on horseback, tops, though it is hemmed all round by mires and bogs. It could just as well be 2 days, he thinks. But the seashore's not far. You could ride there, if that be your will. And what about the fields? Well, the fields might be a tad tired from over-tilling. He tugs up upon his collar. And maybe just last season's deluge swept away all the topsoil. But I call that temporary setback, nothing more. If having a property is so great, how come you're selling yours? An astute question. I'm no young upstart like yourself, and my lot in life is that of a groundskeeper, not an owner. That was, in fact, my role for the previous owner, the dearly departed Sir Smarza of Mesic. Hopefully you will take the deed off my calloused, hard-working, servile hands, that, and you'll have to trust me on this, no, not vain idleness, nor the tremor of excessive alcohol consumption, so that I may return to that noble task. What's this property then? Mesic Manor. Name your price. Oh, a humble pittance of 10,000 gold dinars will suffice, though before you make the final transaction, you should spend some time getting rid of, woo. He briefly attempts to mimic a spectre, but gives up. Ghosts. Now then, he rubs his hands, and setting aside the subject of an otherworldly presence on the property, he unrolls a weathered map. Here's how you get to Mesic Manor. Find a way inside, exercise the spirits, and return to me. Pay the sum, and you're all set. I'll even throw in a full-time indentured groundkeeper, free of charge. I already settled the ghost issue. There are actually bandits looking for hidden treasure. Wait, you did what? And they were? Hold on, I mean no disrespect, but I must verify your claim. Please be patient while I ride out to the estate and check the story for myself. Or with a hulking sellsword or two guarding my tender flanks, I shall meet you again a day from now, at this exact same place and time. Budakite eyes the man, one brow rose. No offence, but this sounds like a con to me. No offence taken, sir, my good sir, but I could say the same about your fake ghost story. Come now, my friend, would I lie to you? For a real estate this juicy, anyone would. No, I must verify your claim personally. He seems adamant. If you wish, I'll meet you here in one day. Don't be late. But of course, undertaking such an important task will be precise as a Malvian clock. With that, Puritzen scuttles off, panting hard. I reckon he's the landowner, and he was just trying to trick someone into, yeah, clearing out the ghosts. Or he was trying to get me robbed. Come on, Misrav. Trophies collection. Move on to something else. A couple of questions. Oh, Katarine. New level. Bladed weapons all the way. Ah, what? I might as well go back the way then. And get myself closer to this. Okay, so let's have a look here, because I thought he wanted spider oil. Manner and convenience. Spider oil painting. I've got 7 things of spider oil. Maybe I have to have them all. There we go. Maybe it works like that. Misrav. There we go. Misrav, the miserly gentleman with a constantly shifting expression, glances over you and asks, "Do you have any business in the house of Misrav?" "About the spider oil you wanted." "Yes, I'd hoped you have the oil by now. I have 7 doses right here." "Very good." He grabs the 7 measures of spider oil. "Now let's see if my prized first edition of Molkabi's Old Guide to the Spiders is correct." He proceeds to rub the ooze onto his face. I sure hope this works. As Misrav's parchment-like skin absorbs the malodorous oil, a miracle transpires. His facial tics subside, the muscles beneath his cheeks, lips, and eyebrows slowly relaxing. They come to rest in an almost sagging aspect, giving him a relaxed, blissed-out expression. He lisps, I've had no idea this thing would worth food. Now all we excuse me, Dragon, this feels weird. I meant to say, now all we need to do is settle on a concept for the portrait and schedule a sitting. Just go with your heart. I suppose a heroic pose of some sort would be suitable. Seems to work for the nobleman I trade with. Let's call her then. Some time passes as Misrav, striking a heroic pose, stands for a banal but effective portrait. Pusky the painter. Done. The colours will settle as the paint dries, but for now, what do you think? I think it's beautiful. My face, I mean. I've rarely seen it calm and collected like this. However, many hours spent before the looking glass. This is beyond all expectation. Consider your debt paid. Ah, thank you, Master Misrav. I'll always think of you as a true patron of the arts, and I suppose I'll see you around. Is she still here? No. Is it done? Spider oil painting. Brush with debt. Yes, so I need to go back and see the painter.
Nice and smooth.
I think we'll end the episode right here, guys. It is 49 minutes. I have failed yet again to keep the episode to a smaller episode length. If you have any feedback on the length of the episodes, please give me a shout in the comments. And as usual, please a like and subscribe would greatly, I'd greatly appreciate that to help grow my channel. Anyway, take it easy, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.